Hello, it's me again, San from Sensational VSG. I'm coming back at you today with my week 8 and 9 update. I'm kind of liking the bi-weekly updates instead of the every week update, less pressure. So yeah, you haven't seen me for 2 weeks, wanting to do an update. Going to keep it 100 today. As you can see by the title, I wanted to talk about this week's update, but also the 5 surprising things I realized about VSG. So yeah, we'll get into it. So let's start with stats. I'm 34 years old, 5'6". I had VSG on April 6, 2017 with Dr. Summers at Hudson Valley's Hospital. My highest weight was 297. My pre-op weight was 277. My surgical weight was 265 at surgery. And now at week 7 on my last video, I was 246.8. Last week, week 8, I didn't weigh in. I just didn't want to. I did not do what I set out to do in the last video. Just a lot of challenges occurred, which I'll get into. And I just didn't want I didn't want to be a Debbie Downer with the results, so I just let me skip it because I really didn't want to weigh in. But in week 9, I weighed in this week at 243.2, which is from my last weigh-in, documented weigh-in, was a weight loss of 3.6 pounds. So the challenges I had these last 2 weeks were my water intake, same old. Water intake, protein versus carbs. You know, I was eating more carbs than protein for the fact that I was eating out a lot more. And it does occur at home and at work. So because of all the eating out, I don't track on my FitnessPal, so I really don't know what I was getting in. And working out, I haven't been in the gym for 2 weeks now. Even though, you know, I paid for the subscription. And I like the gym. I like the pool and the sauna, but haven't been able to get there. And then another thing is binging. I've been binging or getting into cravings a lot more, I suppose, or satisfying them. So I'm binging a lot. I feel in myself that I'm binging. You know, physically I can't, but I feel like I am. I don't know. But just eating too much, I think. I don't know. But if you guys, you know, who has VSG know what I'm talking about. It's like you feel like you're eating so much and you're not hungry, but you're doing it anyway. Or you're trying to finish your plate or something like that. So, or grazing, I suppose. So those were the challenges in the last 2 weeks that I think, didn't really put me in a weight loss type of frame. And yeah, I was just spiraling. I wasn't really doing anything to plan. So those were my challenges that I feel, I mean, I still lost weight, but they were still challenges to overcome in these last 2 weeks. So I want to talk about, sorry, looking down, looking at my notes because I want to stay on topic, because I make long videos, I know. So the 5 surprising things about VSG for me, since I've had it, since I've been able to go up in, or include a lot more food in my diet, I find that I'm still spending a lot of money on food. A lot of money. For a single person, I was still, before VSG, I was spending a lot of money on food because I was eating out more and was consuming a lot more. But now that I have literally 70-80% of my stomach gone, I am physically unable to eat all that food. I still buy a lot of food. I spend a lot of money on food, from going out to buying food. Oh, sorry, I thought something was crawling on my leg. So I was thinking, so I'm spending a lot of money on food, which is not cool. And on top of that, I'm still making a lot of food. So when I do happen to cook at home, which is a few rare times that I did, I was making lots and lots of food, like the way I normally did. And I'm finding that the food is staying in the fridge longer, and don't like eating 4 or 5 day old food, so I end up having to throw it away, and it's a lot of food. And I'm starting to get into the habit of freezing the food. I only froze one meal. I'm freezing my meats more, but I'm wasting a lot of money and I'm wasting a lot of food. I still make too much. Back in the day, before VSG, I was able to at least consume half. The food will last at least 2 days, depending on what I make. If it was really good, maybe a day. But if it was, then it would last 2 days, maybe 3. But these foods, they're like 4 or 5, sometimes a week in the fridge, and I'm eating other things. I don't have room to throw that in, and I prefer to eat something else, and there's just no more room for me to kind of consume the rest of the food. My sister had a meme a long time ago that said, "Don't treat your stomach or body like a trash can." And sometimes that's what I did. In order to, before VSG, I would just eat the food I preferred, and then I feel bad wasting the food that was in the fridge, so I would eat that as well. So I was pretty much double eating my calories or triple eating my calories. And because I didn't like wasting food, or I didn't want it to go to waste, so I would just eat all this food, and I feel like I have to eat it all at once or in that day before the next day, so I can kind of start fresh in terms of getting something else. So now that I can't physically do that anymore, I have to throw it away. And I do feel bad doing that. And I'm trying to remind myself to cook smaller portions, or because it's hard to find food in the market that's, small VSG size. So you're buying all these foods, but, they're in the freezer. Like, I still have lots of food in the freezer that's just getting icicles and freezer burns. So I don't know. Anyway, so these are the two things, or the same thing, amount of money, and it turns into a lot of food being wasted. So that's one of the surprising things. The second one is my taste buds changing. That's everyone knows when you get the VSG, some food tastes different now. I'm happy that water is starting to go down this week very, very nicely without difficulty. Like, I used to have it it would go in my chest, or make me feel queasy in the morning, like I said. But I'm not getting that. This morning I took a big gulp, and it went down pretty smooth. So I'm really happy about that, and I didn't feel queasy. So I don't know, maybe it's the type of water, who knows? But I'm just happy that I can drink. It feels like I could drink water normally again. So that's nice. But my taste buds still change for certain things. There's some foods that don't taste the same anymore. But then there were the bad foods anyway, like the cupcakes. I stopped eating that. Things are really sweet to me. Like this last couple of days, I had cake and beer, Angry Orchard. And Angry Orchard tastes great. I never was able to tolerate my alcohol, but the cake was overly sweet. And I can only do a little bit of it at a time. So even though I was eating cake, yeah, I lost some weight, but still, that's not something I should be doing. But when I was eating the cake, I was sipping on my protein shake at the same time, kind of like balanced itself out. In my mind, it made me feel okay. So I don't know if that really helped physically, but mentally, I was like assured. So anyway, my taste bud changes is one of the surprising things. I don't know if it's temporary though, but it's not all too bad. It really isn't, because it makes me like, it's the things I used to eat that seems different. So hopefully it opens me up to better options and better tasting foods. Some vegetables I used to hate, maybe I'll like them. The third thing is the need or want to binge or to eat more. I would eat and eat, or sometimes I would eat and forget that I have VSG, no joke. And I was eating Moe's with my sister, yes, Moe's, and doctor it up. There's certain things I couldn't eat in Moe's, but there's, I just took the stuff that was VSG sleeve friendly, and I was just eating and eating, and then all of a sudden I felt that weird pang, and that's my cue to stop. But when it went away, I tried, because I had so much of it left, that I tried to eat it again. Like I was on a mission to finish it. No joke. So then I felt the pang again, and I'm like, oh my God, like, stop it. Like, you're done, It'll have to go to the garbage, because I don't know, I could save it for the next day, but for me, it's like prolonging my bad habit. So just eat it, get it, because it was a craving. I wanted it. So I if I can't like have the whole thing, then just chuck it, because I don't want it tomorrow. I want to satisfy the craving. Tomorrow start brand new, right? You know how big people talk, fat girl talk. So I tell myself, just have your craving, eat it, and then throw it away, and then start over tomorrow. So I end up having to do that. And I tried 3 times to eat as much of the moles that I could, and I couldn't, because I was physically making myself discomforted. Like, it was pain going down. It was a weird pain going down. And eventually I was feeling nauseated, but I didn't throw up, thank God. And so I just chuck it away and waited my 30 minutes to drink my water and go to bed. So yeah, the need or want to continue eating, even though you physically can't, that's a surprise, because I'm not getting the full signal. The pang is my signal to stop. But I should be full and satisfied, right? No, I still want to eat it. But that's how it was before VSG. I would eat, and I could eat entire moles and maybe the whole bag of chips and be really, really, really full, and I'll be satisfied. Maybe that's where I'm trying to get to in my mind, but physically I can't anymore because of the sleeve. So I'm still trying to do that. I'm not getting that full feeling anymore, and I'm trying to get there, but physically I can't. So the cycle is still there. So that is a surprise that I'm still struggling with that, unfortunately. Which is not cool, because I don't want to keep on struggling with that. I need to eat, feel full, and feel satisfied, but I'm not getting that satisfaction. I don't know. Some of you who have the VSG, I don't know if you can relate. Maybe the need to just finish the whole plate. Maybe it's that completing the plate and seeing it empty is the satisfaction. Maybe, and mentally it added to that. And physically too, I don't know. But now that there was so much food on the plate that, I still had to throw it away. Because in my big girl mentality, if I keep it, I'm just going to prolong my binging process or my bad eating habit, because I have the food for the next day. So I should be eating healthier foods. So that's what I mean about needing or wanting to binge. And physically we can't binge, but you want to continue to eat. So that's my word for binging, my explanation. The what was I, 3rd, 4th? I don't remember anymore. Maybe 4th or 5th. My other thing is my other surprising thing is the needing to still diet. I feel that there is the need, like, even if you have VSG, you eat small amounts, but I feel like I have to be on a diet. I've seen the videos. Some people call it a keto diet, the paleo diet, the low carb diet, or the vegan diet. I don't know, whatever. But it's like everyone seemed to be adopting to some sort of form of diet. And I feel like I have to do the same, or I need to do it in order to see weight loss, I mean, science shows that eating low carb is always going to help get you to lose weight, but I like my rice, I like my beans, I like some pastas. Depends if I'm having like a linguine or a scampi. I would love to throw a linguine in there. So I just hate the restriction of having to not eat, things like that, heavier, denser carbs. I love my sweet potatoes. Sometimes I like fries. Depends who makes it, I guess. I was never a fries fan, but I like my sweet potatoes. I like my hash browns. That's definitely my thing. Tater tots are also my go-to, but I can't have those. I haven't had them. I have been having them, not anyway. I've been having carbs in linguine these last 2 weeks. I've tried to make healthier options like this protein. Barilla had a protein pasta, which was pretty interesting, but it went down rough. So I don't know if it'll work for you guys. But anyway, I digress. I just feel like I'm cheating every time I'm having the carbs. Like I feel like I need to put myself on a diet, which is so strange because I had a bariatric surgery. Why would I need to put myself on a diet, right? Because I'm restricting my calories anyway. But it shows that if I'm consuming too much sugar, I'm not going to have weight loss. But if I consume more protein, my chances are better. So I don't know. I just hate to put a label on my dieting. I just want a balance. I just want to be able to enjoy in small quantities of some of my healthier carbs, healthier options of carbs, whole food carbs like sweet potatoes, rice, beans. Like I want a balance, you know? So because we have the sleeve, we should be eating the protein more, but if I have rice and beans, I tend to eat the rice and beans, no room for protein. So physically, so I'm eating more carbs than protein versus needing to eat more protein than carbs. So I think that will, for me, cause my stall or cause my weight gain. I mean, my weight fluctuates up and down, but I've been in a stall. But I think that contributes to it. So anyway, I that's surprising that I feel like I need to put myself on a diet after bariatric surgery. Really? I've been dieting for the last 30 something years, so the idea of having to go on a diet again, it's like soul crushing because I know I'm not going to be successful on it because I had never been, or it was always temporary, you know. So is this going to be temporary, my bariatric thing? You know, I don't know. So if you guys have any advice how you guys handle it, I know Clusie said it took her 2 years to lose her weight, and maybe she found a balance, a system that worked for her. So I'm hoping I can find something like that. Maybe you guys can share your system. I don't know. I just hate to put a label on my eating, like a diet label, or restrict a food type because I can't have it anymore. You know, I hate that. After bariatric surgery, really? So yeah, that was my fourth thing. My fifth thing is, that's surprising to me, is the small amount of weight and the stalls. So soon after surgery, you would think the small calories I'm eating would just have me just losing that weight. No. I've been in stalls and I lose like 0.8, 0.6, 1 pound, 2 pounds. And yeah, you shouldn't compare yourself to other people's weight loss, but when I see those videos and people are like dropping 4 or 5 pounds, or at 2 months they're already like lost a lot of weight, and I'm like thinking, man, what am I doing wrong, you know? So yeah, it's kind of like a little defeating, but I'm surprised that I'm not losing big amount of numbers, you know? And it goes to show it's the way I'm eating, not the amount of calories. So do I need to put myself on a diet? You know, and I go back into that whole mentality thing again. So that's the surprising thing, is the small amount of weight loss and the amount of stalls, because this is my second stall the last 2 weeks. And I'm happy that I had a weight loss this week. So, and that's because I've been upping my intake, upping my water, and exercising. I don't go to the gym, but I do exercise at home. I forgot to mention. So yeah, I do exercise at home, and I do weights mostly, and I'm trying to get into cardio. I love Turbo Jam. So that was one of my surprising things. Now I'm gonna throw this out there. It kind of like surmise everything I just said, but the last thing I want to mention is that's surprising to me with bariatric surgery is that after all of that, there's still this pressure of losing weight. Maybe the pressure I'm talking about is the accountability part, which is good in a sense, but the pressure, I call it pressure now because I feel like I need to hide away the bads, or like the bad things, the bad habits, the no weights, the weight gains, and the stalls. Like, you know, like, yeah, it's good accountability that I'm doing these vlogs. I like it. I journal. I put them in my journal. I have charts. I progress my chart, you know, and I need to go back to my fitness pal to really track my eating. But it's like, and then I have my doctor's appointments. So, you know, the pressure of all of that, the doctor appointment, it feels like, and the everything on top of that, it feels like there's a pressure, the stress of needing to lose weight. And it's only occurring because I'm not easily dropping this weight. It doesn't come easy. It's like, yeah, you can have the surgery, but make no mistake, it's not easy. It's like, you're not going to lose the weight. Like in 600-pound life, you know, these people, you know, still struggled, but they were losing the weight fast. Granted, they were 600 pounds though. So of course they would lose the weight fast. But it's just like the stigma that people have when you tell them that you had surgery, or just the whole mindset of bariatric surgery. People expect you to be like skinny mini or losing the weight real fast. It's not happening. And a lot of people in my inner circle, in my outer circles, don't know that I have the surgery, but I'm still applying that pressure to myself that I should be losing the weight. I should be on my A game. I should be eating this way or that way, and I should be seeing big numbers drop every week. Because I'm not seeing that and I'm not doing that, I feel stressed about it, or the pressure of not losing the weight after bariatric surgery. Like, that's the expectation. I should be there and I'm not. So yeah, so that's I've seen the videos. A lot of people don't call it that, but the way they talk, some of the VSG sleevers out there say, it seems like they too struggle with that pressure of needing or having to lose the weight after bariatric surgery. And when they don't lose it, they're down about it. And I totally get it, because I'm there too. Because when I don't lose the weight, like last week I didn't even weigh myself, because I was like, I'm not gonna make myself depressed because I don't think I lost the weight. Maybe I did, but I really didn't want to know. So I didn't check, you know, and I couldn't go on like that, you know. I even told my sister, maybe we should just weigh ourselves every month. And she's like, no, because in the past when we did that, in the end, we just eventually stopped. And then we just gain. So if I do that, I could find myself on the other side of the scale, gaining back. So yeah, the fight continues. It is a struggle. No matter what people say or tell you, it is not easy. And the mental games, even though you physically change yourself and had this surgery to remove a big part of your stomach, the mental battle is still there. That little fat girl is still there wanting to just dominate again. And when you have to change the way you are, that's hard. So, and it's surprising, the amount of mental battle that I have to do, the things that I have to tell myself, or the amount of work I have to put into it. Maybe all in all, that's surprising after bariatric surgery, right? So maybe I went in half-cocked. Maybe I was secretly, you know, in my own dreamland thinking that this would be easy peasy and breezy, and I would be dropping the weight with no problem, with very little effort. Maybe I went in half-cocked. So there we go. I said it. And was expecting different things. So maybe that's why it's surprising to me, all these things. So anyway, share with me your surprises too that you learned while on VSG. Sorry for the long video. It's gonna go on unedited because I don't feel like editing today. So you're gonna have it raw and uncut. Anyway, for those who have the VSG, continue the good fight. Much luck. I'm hoping you guys are making your goals. My motivation now is getting into the 30s. I'm almost there. 243 wasn't bad, but that's after 2 weeks. And for those who are going in to have their VSG, don't go in half-cocked. Do your research and have realistic expectations. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a good day. God bless.